Hey guys, um, today's video is going to be on what's sitting right behind me right now. I am sitting on the edge of our slab for our house. I don't know if you can see, but there's about 14 inches of snow on the ground right now. And I'm going to take you back to warmer weather. Late last summer, we installed all the septic underneath the slab and all the radiant heat. And this will be the first in our build series. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while before we get the second part of this build series underway, because there's it's the middle of February and there's 14 inches of snow on the ground and more in the forecast. So it won't be until end of March, beginning of April before we can really get going on it. And I've just been pulling wood out of the woods right now to start milling for the cut list. So I'm going to talk you through this. It was my very first time I've used a GoPro. I like to think that I've advanced a little bit since then, but that remains to be seen. So we'll talk you through it. We're going to do the septic layout first, and then the grandkids come over and give us a hand with the radiant. I'd never done radiant before. I'd never even seen it done before. Like a lot of people, I YouTubed it and I asked a lot of questions of friends. Because of COVID, it was difficult to get people to come over and give me a hand, but you'll see when we're laying out the plumbing, I have a plumber friend that came over and gave me some advice. And it's very appreciated. But it turned out good, and I hope you enjoyed it. So this was taken late last summer. Midge and I are just kind of laying everything out there, getting measurements, making sure we're putting things where they belong. This first room, as you're going away from the camera, will be a utility room. We've got a clean out in there. We've got a drain for a slop sink in there. And then the next room would be the kitchen. And you can see there's a drain for the sink. Then way down at the end is our bathroom, where, you know, the tub shower, the sink, and then a washer and dryer, and then a vent. So right now we're just kind of making sure everything's in the right place, and enjoying the day. So you're going to see one of my friends comes over, and he's going to kind of go over everything with us and make sure we've got everything in the right place. We had to make a little bit of a adjustment in the kitchen there, but I think we had to make a quick run to the hardware store, which isn't quick because we live in the middle of nowhere. And once we get that, and we're back. So now we're getting ready to glue everything in place. We're remeasuring everything and getting it all level. Prior to us starting on this, the friend of mine that did the earthwork, he put a grade in there so we could just work down that grade, because it all runs downhill. So we're just working our way back up and checking grade, checking the levels of everything, making sure everything's straight or relatively straight. The shower, we had to build a little box around where the shower comes out, because you've got to go down, so you have your trap down there, so the septic smell won't come back up. Then the other real intimidating spot was when we got to the toilet flange, because that's got to be level with the concrete after it's poured. So that was a little intimidating, but my plumber friend talked me through it, and it actually turned out good once the floor was poured. So this actually went better than I thought it would go. At this point, Midge and I are just kind of cleaning up and getting everything covered up so concrete doesn't get down in. A little help from our Maine Coon cat there, and Callie dog's always helping. So next we're going to move on to the radiant heat. So here we are with the header. I had to solder on some pieces, and I got the pressure gauge on there. After everything's all put in on the radiant, we will pressurize it and make sure there's no leaks and deal with any that then we have. I'm sure that if there's leaks, it's going to be with my soldering, but we can fix that. So we're going to run out a 300-foot section. This is going to go down to the far corner, and we'll run a little maze down there and make our way back before we run out of our 300 feet. They say that that's about as far as you want to go. I know of some people that have gone 350 feet, but we're just going to do, we're doing 4 300-foot runs, and we're going to do 2 200-foot runs. And it should pretty much cover the entire area. So we'll get after it and check in with you here in a little bit. So starting out a new day here, 2 of our grandsons came over to give us a hand. We had done that back corner, that's where the master bedroom's going to be, and now we're working our way down into the main great room area, and it was quite a process just laying these coils out and then getting them back before you ran out. The place that we got the pipe from let us use their staple gun, and so we're stapling them down as we go along. We had a board that we'd spray painted like a little template on, that we could go along and just try and keep the pipe as even as we could as we laid it down. When you first start off with the pipe, you're dealing with a huge roll, and Cameron's kind of dealing with that, and I'm following along, stapling it down, and Midge and Jay are giving us support there. So this, once we figured out how to do it, the process went right along. I think the most stressful part of this whole process was making sure you get the back to the header before you run out of pipe. But we managed to do it. We probably could have gone one more loop on a couple of those, but it worked out. As you get to the end of this video, you'll see that we loosened up how wide the coils are on the slab, and that's because we didn't want a lot of heat underneath our island and our kitchen. So you'll see that we kind of get wide there. That, and we were kind of running out of pipe, so it worked out good. So, if you have made it through to this point, I really appreciate you sticking with us here. Like and subscribe, and have a great day.